The results for Bloomburrow are in, and they may not be what players expected. In today's video, we are going to discuss reality versus expectations, hopes and dreams, and where we find ourselves when we look at a product like Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow is going to go down as a case study in what is going to happen with future Magic the Gathering products, so hopefully players are paying attention. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thank you again for hanging out with me on my channel today, and we're here to discuss Bloomburrow, the results of this product, and how it is being looked at now that it's been released. Because there's a lot going on and a lot of information that can be gleaned from products based on how the consumer base feels about the product after release. Now, we know prices are still adjusting on many of these cards, and really the value for a lot of players doesn't seem to be there when compared against the new prices Wizards of the Coast has set for their Play Booster box. So if I wanted to have one good tangent right now, it would be about the prices of Play Booster boxes versus the value that players found inside of Bloomburrow as a sealed product. Yes, singles are still adjusting. We're seeing some cards spike. It's amazing. It's great to see. But when you're paying that kind of money, you need to have some stabilization in your prices. The cards need to have a certain level of value, which they've talked about numerous times. So as a company, that's kind of a fail in the area of the pricing of the product versus the value found within. But the marketing was spot on. Wizards of the Coast knew what they were doing. They touched on those cute, fuzzy, happy little squirrels and rabbits and animals and badgers and otters, and we all as players gobbled it up. I myself am extremely happy with the product. I'm not going to say I'm not. I'm not going to lie to you. I am. Yes, I think it's overpriced, but yes, I'm excited and I enjoy playing with the cards. But that doesn't mean that these cards in the future of Magic are going to have a real placeholder spot inside of a lot of decks. The value may not hold up long term, and that's something, of course, to consider if you're a person who's going to be buying singles versus sealed. Now, in terms of the product lineup, they had a good product lineup. They had the bundle packs, the starter deck. They had the collector boxes for the high-end rollers. The Play Booster box is now the standard thing to go along. There was a lot of good stuff, and the pre-releases were sold out, and everyone was having a great time, other than cracking packs at that pre-release and not getting a lot of value. It really does seem like they've adjusted and tried to minimize the value as compared to things that we've seen from Murders at Karlov Manor and Outlaws of Thunder Junction. But don't forget, if you're comparing it to Outlaws of Thunder Junction, it's like two sets crammed in together, and you need to be aware of that. It wasn't just Outlaws. It also had the epilogue booster thing that they kind of tore apart and shoved in there. So, of course, there's going to be a little bit more crazy stuff in there. But Bloomburrow, if this is the way they are going to go, players are going to have a hard time swallowing the price pill of the sealed boxes. So now let's take a moment. Let's look at how the sales are going. We are now, after release, about 15 days by the time you see this video. We are down to about 5 or 6 boxes selling every day on TCG Player, with some days being as low as 3, some days being as high as 10. Locally, sales have gone to 0. Okay? Packs are being sold, but nobody's buying sealed product as a whole. No more Play Booster boxes, no more collector boxes, no more bundle packs. Starter pack, the starter intro decks are still selling 1 or 2 a week to usually non-Magic players, okay? So players who just want to start learning Magic, they are buying the product, and that was the intent of those things. So kudos to Wizards for bringing those kind of things back. Those are being received very well. But imagine all that sealed product now sitting on a store shelf and not being bought. The good news is LGSs really are timing things better now, and they are doing the pre-order with the sale, and that's it. They buy 1 or 2 boxes as they need them from distribution, and we now have a very tighter, controlled market, but that also leads to a problem in the singles market where price cards can really spike up if a supply and demand issue comes along. And that is something that isn't really... I'm not sure at this point if it's intentional that Wizard of the Coast is doing it this way, is bringing the value down on a lot of the cards and making only 1 or 2 cards really sought after, with a few oddball spikes in there as well, like we've seen with all these level up saga cards. Really great, by the way. I'm enjoying playing with them. But it means you have to bundle this all together as a product line. You have to look at this in the future and say, which cards are going to Commander? Well, maybe the banner card and some other individual cards will find their way there. There'll be individual spells that will find their way, individual creatures. It doesn't mean, though, that they're going to be highly sought after or high-priced products. Comparatively speaking, again, and bringing it back to the price of the product they're charging. It's not that the products aren't well built. It's not that the mechanics don't work well. It's the price associated with it that most players are having a very hard time. And that is leading to these diluted sales after release. And these sales are heavily diluted to the point where it's almost like, should I bother tracking at this point? I can probably just glance over and see like, oh, 5 boxes sold. And that's it. This isn't like the days that we would see with Ikoria where, 6 months later it's still selling 20, 30 boxes a week. And that's the easy tracking, not the hard stuff I'd have to delve into and call every store. I'm talking you can just look it up on TCG Player and see how it's selling. I could call one store and say, oh yeah, we sold 5 boxes, 6 boxes in the last couple of days. People really like Ikoria. It's $119 and change. They love the triumphs. They love making those beasts go together, make some crazy stuff. It's a different world we're living in. But if this is the new world, if this is the new reality of how Wizards of the Coast has planned the Play Booster Box experience, I think they're going to run into a little bit of trouble. Now, we'll have Duskmourn coming up, and we have bigger sets coming along next, Final Fantasy, going to be awesome. Of course, Secret Lairs are chugging along, but we're not here to talk about those. We're looking at those standard sets that they want to be in rotation. They're bringing new things in like foundations to support the longer lifespan of what's going to be going on for standard. And if they don't build good products that have at least a decent value based on the price they're charging, they're going to run into some serious issues because players are not swallowing that pill well. It is the ongoing conversation that I'm seeing online, seeing at local stores, and even hearing it from LGSs who are kind of like, I'm not making a lot of money on these boxes, but if I don't sell any of these boxes, then it's just this rotating wheel where if they don't sell enough boxes, they can't get enough money for the next set. But if nobody's buying the boxes, they're not going to store them on the shelf and have it just collect dust, which is what's happened in the past and continues to some point to happen after the release. The slowdown of sales, which of course is being blunted by the price of those products. Not that they're not playable, it's the fact that there's not enough value based on the actual product lineup, the individual cards within. And people can say this is a game all they want, but you can buy a deck of cards for 99 cents from a Dollarama and play a game of cards, right? When you're looking at a game like this and you're spending that kind of money, you are expecting some kind of secondary market value to hold up, to be something there to justify the prices they're charging. And that is where you're going to have that disconnect from some players who think the game should be cheap versus those who think it should be collectible because we paid so much money for it. It's fascinating times in the world of Magic, and Bloomburrow is going to be that stepping set because it's way better than Murders at Karlov Manor. Although, you got to admit, the lands for Murders at Karlov Manor, the Surveil lands are just taken off. So pay attention to those if you've missed it. But when we look at the Bloomburrow cards, things like Three Tree City and some of the unique artwork and things they did, those kind of cards are going to carry on. Wizards is probably well aware of that, but they're still not commanding a $50, $60 price tag. This isn't Bozuju Who Endures. This isn't even a situation of Otawara the Soaring City, which came in at $5 and then found a home later. Three Tree City came in at $25 and it's kind of held there. So that kind of value in that particular card, that's fine. But where's the rest of the value? And not a lot of people are opening those. Now, in a video in the next day or two, if you guys are interested, I'm going to open my Bloomburrow box and I'll put it on here and we can see how much value I got and see how much the Moxman lost or made on a box. Although I don't think I can make any money. I don't think so. But I'm willing to take a chance to show you guys because I love this. I love this product. I want to experience it. I want to open a box for myself. But I understand going in that I'm probably going to lose heavy. Now, you guys are going to have to let me know how you feel about this product. Is this something you're willing to dive into knowing that this thing is probably going to be discounted sometime around Christmas by a few bucks, nothing huge. And remember, if you're a US viewer, if you're one of my US viewers versus a Canadian, the US guys don't have the import fees or all the heavy taxes associated like we do in Canada, so the prices are completely different. A Play Booster box in Canada, US would be like $150, okay, because of all the fees. In the US, it's going to be a totally different price, and there are advantages to being able to buy it locally from your place in the US, where you're like, I'm paying like $110, whatever they're being charged there. Put that in the comment section, how much you pay locally. I'd be curious to know that too, because it's around 150 something is the cheapest US that you can get, like a Play Booster box from like Bloomberg here in Canada. And that, I think, is the biggest, the largest elephant in the room with products like this. If the value's not there, you shouldn't be justifying? You shouldn't be telling me that that price is worth it, because it's not justified at all. There, that's the better word salad I was trying to get out. Anyway, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for being here on the video. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow with another video. And of course, if you enjoyed today's content, don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell, because I'm here every single day doing videos. Guys, have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, here we are back again at the end of the video. If you guys love what you saw, don't worry, you're seeing it for a reason, because these end credits are all the supporters of this channel. Because of these patrons and YouTube membership members' daily uploaded content, well, that's why it gets made. So thanks again there for my supporters. Thanks again for being part of my channel and supporting the growth and efforts as we try to grow bigger. See you tomorrow. Well, guys, you made it back to the Ramble Jamble. I've still got coffee, so we're hanging in there. If you made it this far, Ramble and the Jamble, then I gotta tell you, it was shocking to see how slow the sales for the sealed product have become. Considering the hype and the fun factor attached to Bloomberg, which it is phenomenal, guys. I love using the cards and trying crazy stuff out. But here's the thing. If the cards aren't strong enough to be used in Commander, in Standard, if it's just a fun product that's going to fade away, that's not going to do. Wizards has got to make these things cling like glue to other already existing deck construction ideas. Like, they need to think about this and plan this stuff out, because if they don't and the value's not there, you can't justify that price to me. I bought it. I love it. It's going to be awesome. But I understand going in I was going to lose, and some people have a hard time realizing automatically you've lost. There is no ever coming out ahead now. Is something a lot of players think is just unfair. So, one of those days you're like, yeah, I get it. Actually, you know what? Today, I'll be honest, you're here at the end of the video. We're here at, I don't know, whatever this is at that starts a separate section in our record. I forgot I don't edit this part. So, one of those days today where it just dragged on forever. It just never ended. And little things that went wrong kept going. You know those days? It just keeps going wrong and wrong. No matter what you try to do to fix it, it doesn't fix. So you had to like just make the best of it, survive and get to the end. Get home, do everything you have to do, and then you get to come here and say, guys, can you believe what just happened to me today? But that's okay. We're at the end of the video, and only you guys would know this. So, hey, that's okay. Thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Gonna finish this coffee. Gonna do some laundry. We're gonna walk the dog. Make the bed. No, made the bed. We're good. Okay, I'm getting ahead. Hey, you kids in the background, help your parents out.